Tennessee football, the Johnny Majors Show. Action coverage of the Volunteers and other teams in the SEC with the coach of the University of Tennessee, Johnny Majors, and the voice of the Vols, John Ward.
Presented by the Insurers of Tennessee. When you renew car, home, and business insurance, plan with an insurer. We work for you. By American National Bank, bringing you Teller 24, the leader in day and night speed banking. By the Ford dealers of Tennessee. For the best deal on an efficient new car, your Ford dealer has a better idea for you. And by Miller Brewing Company and Miller High Life. When it's football time in Tennessee, it's Miller time. Now here's John Ward.
To those involved directly in the Vanderbilt-Tennessee football rivalry, there's something especially competitive or personal or intense. And many people thought that the Tennessee-Vanderbilt game would be a close struggle. In the end, it wasn't really close. Tennessee won 51-13 over Vanderbilt at Dudley Field in Nashville. Capacity crowd and Coach Majors, it was a beautiful day for football.
A lovely day, John, and from all standpoints, if you're a volunteer, it's been a beautiful fall. Or the most beautiful fall I can remember, except on the scoreboard all the time. But it ended beautifully with our football team bouncing back, playing two outstanding football games to end the season to show people that we do have a lot of hope, a lot of bright days ahead, in my opinion, and terrific underpinnings in the support area that we have from border to border in this state and throughout the United States for the Tennessee Volunteer Football Program and for our university, period. And it shows that we have some young men on our squad and also a group of assistant coaches who never gave up hope to get better. And some of the things occasionally I might have heard or seen occasionally that our football team might have this problem, that problem, those folks must have seen have been associated with a different football team than I was. We bounced back, and I'm very pleased. And the score was quite surprising, to say the least, in one of the two fine football games we played this year. It's a topsy-turvy world we live in. Today's college score showed it was topsy-turvy, with Texas getting upset by Texas A&M, Houston getting smashed by Rice 35-7, going to a bowl game, Texas is going to a bowl game, Florida getting smashed by Miami, Florida. A topsy-turvy world, a day of the upsets, particularly in college football. Sign of the times. I guess we'll all have to get accustomed to the ups and downs and very few undefeated teams anymore. I'd like to see us continue to win a few more, though.
Tennessee winning over Vanderbilt 51-13. Exciting game. We're ready now to roll the videotape as our crew was on hand in Nashville to cover the game for you. And we'll pick up the action in the first period of the football game. We pick it up after an exchange of punts with Vanderbilt in possession. First down and 10 to go at the Vanderbilt 8-yard line, where they were backed up after a John Warren punt was down.
Well, John, we had poor field, we had excellent field position to start the football game. The first two times we got the ball, our offense didn't move the ball. We punted back to them. Vanderbilt gained, I believe, 8 or 10 yards on the first three exchanges. Then Alan Duncan finally put points on the board, and the game was ours the rest of the way. Our defense deserves a lot of credit to keep us in great position in the first quarter.
Third down and 2. Edwards, number 5, the quarterback. Here's the option.
Edwards is a freshman with good ability. Pitch well played by Danny Martin, also by our defensive right end. Martin, whom I've mentioned several times, from McMinnville, Tennessee, a town where Bobby Neeble's done a great job as a high school football coach, Warren County. And Danny Martin is one of the most improved football players that we've had since I've been a head coach. Excellent play on his part.
Jim Arnold in to punt on 4th down and 3. And it's Willie Galt at the 41, moving the ball back upfield for about 7 yards to the 48. And it will be for Tennessee 1st down and 10 to go.
And after every exchange, we're a little bit further back upfield, but we're still in good field position, ball at midfield, close to it. Pitch, I believe this is our first good offensive play of the day. Good blocking on the corner with a sweet play. James Berry picking up a nice gain to Vanderbilt's 36-yard line.
It's 1st down and 10 to go for Tennessee as James Berry sweeps to the right side. 0-0 the score. First period, Tennessee in white, Vanderbilt in black.
Berry put together 2 good gains back-to-back. About 3-yard gain in the middle against Vanderbilt's 4-3 defense. Vanderbilt uses an even spacing 4-man line, 3 linebackers, and a 4-deep secondary, whereby we use a 5-man front.
Second down for Tennessee, 7 yards to go. Berry. Coleman and Swindoll there after a gain of a yard. It will be for Tennessee 3rd down and 6. 0-0 the score.
3rd and 6. Ooh, well played by Vanderbilt's cornerback. I believe that was Coleman, or freshman. They look very good to me on films and our offensive staff. Well played by him. Possession play, pass, 3rd down. We didn't convert. Big kick in the ball game. 50-yarder, wind behind our back. But great kick to Alan Duncan. You can see the wind flapping his jersey. It was a prevailing wind from right to left, which affected field goals. It carried the ball to the left as you kicked it and had a trailing wind behind him somewhat also.
So the field goal of 50 yards by Alan Duncan gives Tennessee the lead, 3-0 in the first period with 6:28 to go at Vanderbilt.
I'm going to miss that young man, and so is everybody else associated with Tennessee football. I dearly love him. He's a terrific young man. He's a great leader on our team. Quite a positive inspiration. He's a real leader in the fellowship of Christian athletes on campus. He makes many talks around in the area. He's going back to Africa after he graduates. Africa's one place that I haven't been, and I promised Alan I'm going to see him sometime. Told him he might have sent me the airfare, but I'd come to see him one way or the other.
And with everything else, a pretty fair kicker.
Oh, outstanding kicker. It's too bad that we didn't give him a chance to get closer to field goal attempts in our first ball games against Georgia and Southern California. We never got him on the chance to win a ball game early, and that really was backbreaking because he is tremendous.
Edwards keeps, sneaks forward for 2 yards. It's 2nd down, 8, Vandy at the 22.
Well played by our defensive right end, Chris Wampler, sophomore. And we have a Wampler, sophomore right defensive end. Noseman Jackson, a freshman. Left tackle Reggie White, a freshman. Lamont Holt, junior defensive end. One senior in the front line, Fred White, and 2 senior linebackers. Greg Gaines made an excellent transition to linebacker. I think Greg is a more outstanding linebacker than he is a strong safety. And that's taking nothing away from his strong safety play. He just played very, very fine football in the 3 games he played linebacker. He and Danny Spradlin are doing a good job there.
Arnold punts. Receiving the punt is Galt at the 31. Returns for 10 yards to the 41-yard line. Tennessee leading 3-0. 1st and 10 at the Volunteer 41. Berry.
Ooh. Pretty well stacked up. It made 2 tough yards there.
Clemens and Brown on the stop. 2nd down for the Volunteers.
Reverse play.
Hancock.
This is beautiful. Getting guards. All right. Dwight Wilson makes the block. But they had a good fake on the play. The Vanderbilt defense was drawn to this side of the line, and we had a fine hole there. Of course, Hancock, when he gets the ball, is a threat anytime with a run or a pass.
1st and 10 at the Vandy 40. Tennessee 3, Vanderbilt nothing. Alatorre.
Oh, fine job, Alatorre. Moving the ball, moving the sticks.
Miller receives, but on the play, Tennessee guilty of backfield in motion, so it will become 1st and 15 at the Commodore 45 for the Volunteers.
I think they called one of our linemen there, John. It looked like a backfield in motion signal, but I think one of our offensive linemen was illegal.
Through the right side of the line moves Berry, coming on a draw for a gain of 4. 2nd down, 11.
Good fake, and he's open. Well, possibly open. Not a bad throw by Alatorre. It looked like he was more open in the ball game than it did there. A defender was between Alatorre and the receiver. Picks up the 1st down, scrambling. That's excellent on his part. He scrambles, he gets what he can. Then, as you young quarterbacks may notice, he gets what he can. Then he gets slow, dives forward, protecting himself and the ball.
1st and 10, Tennessee at the Vandy 29. Berry.
Good hold. Good running and a good hold by the middle of our line. A tackle between Irwin and Williams, and guard Marin and Wilson, center Lee North.
This is Berry again through the right side of the line, moving it to the 18. He was shoved back upfield, but it will be 1st down and 10 to go for the Volunteers, leading 3-0.
Yeah, we need to get points on the board with the wind behind our back. The first quarter, there was a definite strong wind in our face.
James
Second
Berry.
quarter. All right. Call forward, James.
Gain on the play of 10. It's 1st down and goal at the Vanderbilt 8-yard line. James Berry out, and coming on will be Randall Morris, a tailback. There you can see the chains being marked. At the 8, would you rather have it 1st there, or would it be better 2nd down and short, giving you 5 downs inside the 10?
2nd and short's fine, but I would never turn a 1st down, John, anytime we get it.
Randall Morris carries the ball up the middle, stopped pretty well short for nothing, and it's going to be 2nd down and goal at the 8-yard line.
2nd and short's a great position to have right there, frankly. You can do virtually anything you want to. Take it to him inside, or you can come up with a big play, too, outside. Good job on the option. Keep Alatorre over the right side of our line. Tight end blocking. And also right tackle, Tim Irwin. Right guard, Dwight Wilson, a sophomore. We're going to miss a few fine seniors, but we're playing quite a few young people, as you can see in this ball game, as the ball game goes along.
At the end of the first quarter, the score is Tennessee 3, Vanderbilt nothing. We'll see the second period in just 1 minute. Dudley Field in Nashville, Tennessee, which is going to be expanded up to 40,000 seats, and that work will begin right away. As a matter of fact, it's the second period, and Tennessee's got the ball, and there's a touchdown pass to Reggie Harper.
Beautiful play, good execution by the part of Alatorre, and good fake on the part of our backs, and fine blocking up front. And Reggie caught the ball with the sun directly in his eyes. The Vanderbilt Stadium is set in a situation where the sun is directly in your eyes the first half, according to which side of the field you're on. You see the shadows right here? Makes it most difficult for a pass receiver looking into the sun, or also a punt receiver or a kickoff return man.
The extra point by Alan Duncan is through the uprights, and Tennessee jumps to a 10-0 lead with 4 seconds gone in the second period.
John, I don't know, this may fight some people, but anyway, it's facts. I saw my first football game in Dudley Stadium in Section A. I'll never forget where I sat. My dad took my brother Joe and Bill and me to see Vanderbilt play Ole Miss when Ole Miss had Charlie Connolly and Barney Prude. And this first game I saw in college and made a great impression on me. Then I saw my first Tennessee game as a sophomore at Knoxville, and that, of course, made a real impression on me. Alabama, Tennessee.
You saw the flag. That gave you an idea of the win. Was it really a factor in the football game, Coach Majors?
Yeah, definitely. Yes, it was, John. Definitely definitely a big factor in the kicking game and the passing game. Well covered by Bill Bates. Fine
Whit
job,
Taylor
Bill.
is on at quarterback now, a Shelbyville sophomore for Vanderbilt, wearing number 10. Potter carries the ball for a gain of 3. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. 2nd and 7. Big play
here. The Vanderbilt quarterback's from Shelbyville. He's going to get ready to throw a ball. It's tipped, deflected by his own man. Very alertly played by Danny Martin. Another Middleton, this one from Mac Minville. That's real good reaction. I don't know what we have a replay, but doggone it. That's a tip play, down low. The ball was in about 2 yards of him. It takes very good reflexes and good concentration to make that type of reaction.
Danny Martin on the interception. Tennessee in business. 1st down and 10 at the Vandy 20, leading by a score of 10-0 in the second period.
All right, now we're in good field position. This is what the defense has to get for us. Our defense has been much improved this year. We've held a score. Good reverse, beautiful reverse play. Both guards make a play. Tight end makes a play. Both guards make pretty pulls. And then Reggie Harper makes a block. Tim Irwin, the right side of our line. That's a beautiful play when it works. 2nd
down and 2 at the 12. Tennessee 10, Vandy nothing.
And this is a good position you were talking about earlier. Good cut. That's a fine cut. That young man made a good stagger step. Cut back inside. That's Randall Morris, freshman. Quarterback converted to tailback some 3.5 or 4 weeks ago.
1st and goal for the Volunteers at the 4.
You know, I imagine some people go, why didn't you find him in there earlier? Good running. Well, you know, we were really having quarterback problems. We were looking for quarterbacks early in the season, too. And Randall was a person that was still working there. Uh-oh. Can you let that happen? And we're still not going to forget about him as a quarterback possibility in the spring.
Here's our sideline cameraman, Jeff Jernigan.
Our camera people have done a great job, and Ernie Robinson and the entire crew, John, do a great job in our football film, too, in practices and games. Touchdown. James Berry going on the left side of our line, being led also by Terry Daniels.
Duncan to attempt the extra point. It's good, and Tennessee suddenly leads by a score of 17-0 over Vanderbilt.
I don't want to, really rub it in. I don't have any intention, but when Danny Martin intercepted that pass, it brings to mind what it means to Middle Tennessee and like Danny from McMinnville to play against Vanderbilt. And these young men never had the experience I had of losing to Vanderbilt as a sophomore. And if you do, you never forget it as long as you live. And we had some great rivals against some lifelong friends of mine now. Believe it or not, people like Jimmy Cunningham from Winchester was captain of Vanderbilt, and some other fine football players at Vanderbilt were terrific people off the field. But on Saturdays, they were mighty mean and ornery and angry. And we had some heated ball games in those years. And it'll always mean a lot to me, the Vanderbilt-Tennessee game, whether it's played in Knoxville or in Nashville, as long as the game is played.
Vanderbilt returns the kickoff to the 29, and this is Marcus Williams carrying for 6 yards to the left side of the 35. It's 2nd down and 4. Tennessee leading 17-0.
Oh, bootleg keep, scramble for about 4 yards.
On the play, though, Vanderbilt offside, 5-yard penalty, makes it 2nd down and 9, moving it back to the Vandy 30. Taylor.
Contain, get to him. All right, way to get your hands up. Okay, well covered by Danny Martin and our secondary, I should say, not just one man, but where the play was directed to, Danny had him well covered. Our secondary did better. We've reacted to the ball much better the last 2 weeks. Ball thrown behind him. Wilbert Jones close in the vicinity.
So it's 4th down upcoming for Vanderbilt. Score remaining 17-0. Vanderbilt looking for its first down in the first half of the game. And in to punt is Arnold.
In Vanderbilt Stadium now, they have the wind to their back, which is an advantage, but our receivers now have the sun to their back, which is an advantage, our punt receivers. Good field position now. Well played, alert play by Lee Jenkins, a sophomore cornerback who's been starting the last couple of weeks.
1st and 10 for the Volunteers at the Tennessee 39. Number 16, Alatorre, the quarterback.
You young men playing high school football, notice that, all right, Randall Morris, that's the way to run with a good body angle, good lean, decent blocking. When you have a chance, fair catch short kicks because so much yardage is gained by the ball hitting the ground and rolling. Flood pass to Carlton Armstrong, native of Nashville, another Middle Tennessean whose year would be very long if he'd lost.
It's 1st and 10 for Tennessee at the 49-yard line.
I know I've lived in Middle Tennessee a year like that a long time ago. All right, good running, Randall. Time blocking, too. You know, to get that tight daylight and have a chance to run like that, any running back has to have the blocking that we had on that play. Much more effective.
10-yard gain by Morris. 1st down 10 at the Vandy 41.
All right, Lou. Very good. Good lunging. A good cut by Carlton Armstrong. Cut back against the grain.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5, Morris.
All right. And once that youngster learns to run a little bit more in that deep position, he may keep his balance a little bit more, make a few more yards. He's running with a good lean, protecting the ball. All right.
That's Morris again for 10 more.
He's making the extra yards, too. See, he's lurching forward. He's getting more than the line gives him. He's getting some things on his own, which any good running back must do.
1st and 10 at the 20.
Too much penetration there. The back did well to get across the line.
Armstrong back to the line, maybe a half a yard, and for Tennessee it's 2nd down, 10 yards to go, leading 17-0.
Okay.
Morris.
Oh, yeah, going to call him. Get out of his way. Call him. Move.
Down to the 16, and it's Alatorre looking to throw. Phillips.
Good job. In the end zone. Get it, Phillips. Touchdown. That's good effort. Good effort. A well-executed play. Flood pattern will dump the ball off to Phillips, a freshman quarterback, and he does something on his own, too. He lunges into the end zone with a good lean at the pylon, makes a play for a touchdown.
Got a block at the corner from Anthony Hancock as well to clear the path, and Tennessee builds its lead to 23-0, and Duncan will attempt to make it 24, which he does.
A lot of those Tennessee folks in the stands down there, John. They're very excited. They supported this group of folks mighty well. And that's the thing that I take courage in is the great support we have where it really counts. You know, they have some wishy-washy people anywhere in the country. Probably got a lot of them in Russia, Istanbul, Morocco, places like that, and, Mississippi, and, Alabama, Louisiana, California. But we've got probably more strong folks per capita than any folks I've been around. They get mighty excited when those volunteers do some things.
Touchback. Vanderbilt has it 1st down and 10 at the 20-yard line.
You know, we all have to have something to complain about sometimes, too, even me.
Gain of 3 on the play, 2nd down 7 at the 23-yard line.
I wasn't pleased all year long either.
Edwards, the quarterback. This is Edwards keeping. Forward he goes, and Vanderbilt has a 1st down.
But those folks, I'll tell you, they were there strong. Instead of, there's some people talking times about folks showing up with tractors and orange and white overalls on. I've met some of the classiest folks in my life that wore overalls. I've met some classy folks with tuxedos, some of them with overalls, some of them from Princeton, some of them from Yale, some from Sewanee, some of them from Tennessee, some of them from Middle Tennessee State, some of them from Alcorn A&M, some from Jackson State, some from Southern California. And really, class shows, you don't have to tell folks you got class at the end. We got a lot of classy folks at Tennessee.
Vanderbilt crowd coming alive as the Commodores put together a little bit of drive here. The score is Tennessee 24, Vanderbilt nothing. Edwards.
Contain. Oh, bad. Yeah, all right. We missed tackling right there. This was the first bad phase, and you really shouldn't stress a negative on a good day like we had. Probably the only real bad phase we had with our first-team defense right here. I think Vanderbilt makes 2 or 3 first downs in a row. We had a few missed tackles there. That's better. Brad White's dad drove in to see his last game at home with Kentucky last week. His mother, father, and grandfather, both grandfather and grandmother were all here about 4 or 5 weeks ago. But his dad came in to see the Kentucky and Vanderbilt game. Oh, good play by Vanderbilt. Really played well. That's good execution on their part.
That was Williams carrying the ball for a gain of 13 down to the Volunteer 34-yard line.
I saw him before the game at the motel, and I asked him if he had the only orange Mercedes in Idaho. He had an orange Mercedes. He's carrying the Volunteer message out there in Idaho.
1st and 10. This is Potter.
Brad's going to play in the East-West game, a Shrine game, where I'm going to coach, along with Tim Irwin, and we're going from there to the Japan Bowl and play in Tokyo. So,
you'll be coaching in Tokyo.
Yes. We've got 2 of our volunteers playing there, too.
Carrying the ball that time was Edwards. Tennessee leading 24-0, nearing the end of the first half of the game.
Come to it now. All right, well played, Danny Spradlin. I'm very proud of Danny, and so is Bobby Jackson, the linebacker, coaching all volunteer folks. Should be proud of him. That young man, I remember visiting him and his friends when we took the job at Tennessee. He was one of the first people we signed, and he's come a long way and been a very good leader and an excellent football coach. All right, tip pass. Lamont Holt looks like a running back. Lamont's a fine athlete. We made a good move there. Our defensive staff did in moving Lamont to the defensive end from linebacker. A very good transition, and we made several moves, as you remember, against Ole Miss. The first time Lamont played in, the first time Gaines played linebacker, the first time Whopper had been a full-time defensive end, and Bill Bates at strong safety. And now, Lamont and Greg Gaines have played very, very well the last 2 weeks at those positions, very, very well.
Tennessee with its second interception of the first half, deflected by Jackson, intercepted by Jeffers. We'll be talking with Coach Johnny Majors at halftime in just 1 minute. Tennessee leads Vanderbilt at halftime by a score of 24-0. I guess naturally people would react by saying the offense has played quite well, Coach Majors, to this point. But really, maybe the defense has played well also.
The offense has played better. The defense, frankly, kept us in the ball game in better field position earlier until our offense got settled down. You know, the first 2 possessions, we had great field position, and our offense didn't make a first down. The third time, our offense moved just barely. It moved across the midfield to the 33-yard line, and 4th down, a big decision, a tough one to have to make, but we let Alan Duncan hit a 50-yard chip shot, and that changed the game around. Our defense really kept us in there early, and then our offense started doing some things, and then the next thing you know, we were playing well all the way around.
Tennessee finishes in the Southeastern Conference 3-3, and I think Tennessee fans probably always looking ahead, maybe optimistically, hopefully, certainly. A lot of young people played in this football game. And played all year, as a matter of fact.
Many young people, you know, taking into consideration, everybody's heard me talk about the year of the schedule and the year of injuries, the year of changes, big change in our coaching staff, reorganization, changes in a lot of personnel because of injuries, necessitated by some folks that couldn't play anymore. All those things put together, I feel like we've finished on a strong note, and I think that speaks well for our school, and for the way that people feel about representing our school, and for the type of people we have coaching as assistant coaches, and also the type of leadership we showed as players, seniors, and the youth that we had that mixed in more as the season went along. I'm delighted that we showed that we don't quit at Tennessee. I mentioned something about Churchill's speech, the shortest one at Cambridge, never give up, never give up, never give up, never give up.
We'll have more with Coach Johnny Majors in just 1 minute. Tennessee leads Vanderbilt by a score of 24-0 at the end of the first half. Lots more action to come in the second half of the game. We'll be seeing it after this brief pause for station identification. Tennessee and Vanderbilt as we set to go in the third period, and I guess people better get their eyes trained because things happen fast when Vanderbilt kicks off to Willie Gault.
Vanderbilt had the wind behind their back and probably were thinking they're going to kick the ball in the end zone. That's a fine run. And after he cuts back behind the kicker, cuts against the grain, the kicker was going one way, and it's all she wrote. I love the remark one of my friends made last week at Kentucky. Second look.
Galt.
He cuts back against the blocking. Away from the blocking. That's great running. Excellent job. He saw the softest spot in the coverage, and away he goes. A good cut back on the kicker, as you saw right there at the last cut from the right. And I think Willie Speed shows like a good friend of mine, a former guy, person friend that worked for me, Henry Lee Parker. He's a banker in town now. So he sat next to his wife at the Kentucky game, and Willie got the ball about our own 30 and about their own 40. He turned to his wife, Martha, and he says, he's gone. He says, there are very few folks in the country can catch him, and none of them are here today.
Here's the extra point by Duncan. It's up and good, and suddenly Tennessee leads by a score of 31-0. At Nashville's Dudley Field, Tennessee fans are excited, of course, and there were a lot of orange and white shakers, and they're shaking right now as here's Duncan skying the kick again. Vanderbilt at the 5.
See the Vanderbilt safety man shielding his eyes into the sun. All right, good running by the Vanderbilt safety man. That's out of 2 or 3 Tennessee tacklers.
Carlton Peoples leading the defensive surge. It's 1st and 10 at the 28.
You're not supposed to let him bounce out like that.
Edwards pass incomplete, intended for Flavius Smith. 2nd and 10.
We had defenders around the ball much better the last 2 weeks in our pass coverage. We're going to have to build on that in spring practice for next year. I thought our defensive people were around the ball much better in spring practice last year, much better than in the past. And, all right, intercepted by Bill Bates, overthrow, but the under coverage was in good shape. Our linebackers ran through over his head. They were in excellent position, going over the receiver, over the under coverage, and Bill Bates and learned to intercept the ball.
1st and 10 for Tennessee, the 3rd interception of the football game at the Volunteer 44-yard line. Berry.
All right, he goes all the way here. Steps out of bounds right there. Good running, JB. JB's had 2 good weeks.
Berry runs for what appeared to be a touchdown, but as Coach Majors spotted, he stepped out of bounds. It was a 17-yard gain. 1st and 10 at the Vandy 39.
I was on the sidelines. I got shielded momentarily. I saw his foot hit the out of bounds. You can see it right there, too.
Carrying up the middle, Phillips crunches forward for 6 yards. It's 2nd down and 4. Morris.
Turn it on, young men. All right, good running, though. Good body angle again. You young backs who are watching, if you're a high school or junior high, whatever, you run to protect the ball and yourself when you lean forward. Don't run falling. Right there. Now pick up your feet a little bit more, young man. And the more he runs, the more you pick up his feet.
5-yard gain.
I like the way he falls forward. Good running backs always fall forward. They don't get knocked backwards. See that? His body lean, maybe see, he moved by a attacker, see? He had a good lean if he'd been on it straight up. The winged tackle or the arm tackle would have slowed him up, might have knocked him down.
That was Randall Morris carrying the ball in for the touchdown, and Tennessee builds its lead.
And he had some bailout to run behind, too, John. Let's try to get those folks up front. When they do a good job, doggone it, they should be rewarded at least by a pat on the back.
37-0 as the snap, I think, perhaps might have been slightly mishandled.
Should have been handled. That was the first one Alan Duncan missed in 66 consecutive tries. I believe he made 66 consecutive extra points, and that's a shame, but he still has a record at Tennessee. It's also a shame that Willie Galt, I think, only lacked 11 yards back in the all-time Southeast Conference record for kickoff returns in a season. But the most important record of all is always a team one-loss record. That's a great thing about football.
Humble.
All right. Thanks, stay up, score.
Still bouncing around. And the man who gets there finally to recover for Tennessee, Lamont Holt Jeffers.
Who made that tackle, John?
I think it was Reggie White, but I'm not sure. White had his hands on the ball, and I don't know for sure who made the stop. But anyway, Tennessee will come up with possession. 1st down and 10 to go at the Vandy 13-yard line, and Jeff Olszewski is in at quarterback.
This is, it was Fallon and Gaines. They've been pretty good buddies around here the last year or two.
Olszewski, 5-yard pick to the right side. Tennessee down to the 8-yard line, 2nd down and 5.
Now, number 2 offense in the land right now. We have a freshman right tackle, a sophomore right guard, a freshman center, a freshman left tackle.
And a freshman tailback
freshman
right here.
Tight end, freshman tailback.
Morris.
Junior fullback and junior quarterback. All right, good job, Randall.
Tennessee has scored 19 points to this moment in 4 minutes and 30 seconds of the second half.
That's what defense does for you, John. The only thing we want to do is get better next year on defense. We must get better. But we made a lot of progress on defense this year. In the middle of the season, we lost the confidence in some ways, both ways. We couldn't move the ball. We had horrendous field position. We didn't have many takeaways on the plus end of the field to give our offense field position. And our offense sputtered. So there were several things. We had a blockbuster schedule. Some great football teams, a couple of them. Then confidence set in, lack of confidence. Bad field position. We got the ball on the 1 and on the 2 against the Ole Miss backed up. Gave them the ball on the 27-34 where they went short distances with a bad kicking game.
Jordan carries the ball around the left side for a 9-yard gain for Vandy. 2nd and 1 at the 42.
I've got a box full of notes that we're going to try to get better on. We must get better to keep getting more competitive.
Edwards dumps a pass to the back. Marcus Williams coming out of the backfield. 27 yards, and it's first down for Vandy at the Volunteer 31-yard line.
We have to continue to do the little things better, play the winning edge better, continue to be more aggressive on taking the ball away, but our defense didn't make progress this year, and our offense ended on a high note the last 2 weeks.
Marcus Williams carries the ball for a gain of 6 over right tackle. 2nd and 4 at the Volunteer 25-yard line. Tennessee leading 44-0.
Good play by Vanderbilt, well executed.
Edwards carrying the ball. He races downfield on the option keep for a gain of 15 yards, moving it down to the Tennessee 11. Vandy checking off at the line of scrimmage. A penalty marker is down. You don't see it really. You see the reaction, however, to it, and Vanderbilt is going to receive a 5-yard delay of game penalty, moving it back out to the 16-yard line.
I think we're doing an outcut here. Our defensive halfback's too loose in that situation. We'll be tighter, much tighter.
Completed to Buggs for 11 yards. It's 2nd down and 4 at the 4.
Make them throw over your head there. Defending width more than depth. You have too much depth.
Carrying the ball to the right side, Jordan. He pounds it out down to the 2-yard line as it's 3rd down, and as you see, about 2 yards to go as the 3rd period comes to a close. The final quarter coming your way in just 1 minute. Vanderbilt is moving. Tennessee has a comfortable lead in the 4th period as the Commodores will now be moving toward the north end of the football field. They've got that football down there. 3rd down, 1.5 yards to go at the 2-yard line.
I thought maybe we were going to bow our backs, bow our necks and strike our backbone here, and we made a decent effort here. Penetration there by Al Barksdale.
4th down goal.
Very proud of Al. Clark Duncan, some people who had some injuries. Val had a very serious ankle injury here as a sophomore, a freshman. Came back, played some very good football recently. So did Clark Duncan, 2 fine seniors. Show a lot of pride.
Pitch, Potter at the corner, turning. Touchdown, Vanderbilt.
Our support was not very good in the corner.
The Commodores get on the board. It's now Tennessee 44, Vanderbilt 6. The extra point by Woodard. You don't see it, but it hit the upright and comes through good. It's 44-7. Tennessee leading, and Vanderbilt will be kicking off. In the background, you hear the music of Rocky Top, which has become an unofficial theme song, if not an official one for Tennessee. Vandy comes with the onside kick.
Well executed on Vanderbilt's part. Again, from our standpoint, I think it's poorly played. So it's according to who's on the line of scrimmage here on. I was very disappointed in the way we played that. I wasn't very happy about it.
Vanderbilt trailing 44-7 in possession at the Tennessee 48-yard line.
Vanderbilt did a good job of doing it. Still no excuse for it on our part.
Incomplete, intended for Matthews. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 48.
Well thrown ball. Should have been caught. Good throw.
Tennessee 44, Vanderbilt 7. Edwards.
All right, Greg Gaines first man on the tackle.
Got a yard. 3rd and 9 at the 47.
Some other volunteers around the play. Now get your hands up, everybody. Well played. Greg Gaines had the ball right in his hands, but well played in perfect position.
Incomplete. 4th down 9. Into punt is Arnold. Missed it. Jackson put a little pressure on.
Leonard Jackson, a freshman, Roseman was back in there. He ran over the center and got back there close and put pressure for the punter to kick quicker than he probably planned to. Helped our field position.
Morris.
All right. Pretty decent job getting 1 yard. Wasn't much blocking. And we have some youth in there. Bobby King, that's sophomore quarterback. Freshman center is Glenn Strano. Left guard's a sophomore, Roy Cunningham. Left tackle, Yannis Rapovich, who's played sparingly after a knee injury before the season started. Right guard is David James, a sophomore. Right tackle, Steve Knight, a freshman. Of course, sharing the spot at left, second teamer, with his Singer, freshman, Yannis Rapovich. Well contained by Vanderbilt, not much on our part.
4th down 6, and into the game for Tennessee returns John Warren, the punter. The Volunteers lead in the football game 44-7.
John's had an erratic year in a lot of ways punting. That he finished in good form, good style. He kicked the ball well all week. We must have more consistency in our punting game next year for sure for us to have a winning team and an improved team.
First down at the 22. The pass here taken by Buggs.
Pursuit! I should have made the tackle. Come on, get to him. Steve Clues gets to the play. Walk-on, who earned a scholarship at Tennessee. Steve Clues, I see a couple other folks over there.
Gain of 5 by Buggs after taking the pass.
Clues earned a scholarship this year. Also, Carlin Armstrong earned a scholarship as a walk-on, and Alan Duncan, of course, is one of our foremost walk-on people who've earned a scholarship at Tennessee.
First down and 10 for the Commodores at the Vanderbilt 32. Tennessee 44, Vanderbilt 7.
I'd like to encourage any young man who wants to come to Tennessee and come out on his own. There have been people, normally yearly, who earn a scholarship or two as a walk-on football player.
Second down 6 at the 36.
There's a counteraction option. Pretty well played. Tackled lower, Danny Boy.
Penalty marker down on the play.
Danny Martin's played very well, but I can't be very critical of him.
Vanderbilt penalized for holding.
I'm sorry to see him go, too.
Edwards' pass, incomplete.
Pretty well covered. Lee Jenkins, sophomore left halfback. Decent containment. Now get your hands up, folks. A middle rush is not outstanding right there. Okay, pick up a wall blocker to your left. That's the way to pick him up on search, right search. Good job of Barksdale, and fine blocking by our defenders.
A return of the interception of 28 yards by the Harriman senior Val Barksdale. Tennessee first and 10 at the Vandy 23.
Val's sister, John, earned All-American honors at track at Tennessee. I believe she's only a freshman or sophomore. All-American track at Tennessee for the Lady Val track team. Junior Reed, senior from Humboldt, Tennessee.
Got 5 yards that time. It's 2nd and 5 at the 18-yard line as Tennessee breaks from the huddle.
Humboldt's the home of Doug Atkins, Murray Warmup, Charlie Rosenfelder, and who else? At least those three.
Junior Reed, for sure.
And Junior Reed, I mentioned him. Lovely family over there. His mother's a librarian there at Humboldt.
This is Reed.
Go, Junior, go, Junior! Junior is glad to see him run.
Junior Reed.
Very popular in our squad, as you can see. He got on the sideline, about half the team smothered him on the ground. They weren't going to let him up.
Warren holding as Alan Duncan comes back in to attempt the extra point. Tennessee has 50 points.
Fun to win. You know, one of our coaches, Frank Emanuel, mentioned Monday, he just read something where, you know, we've gone through a little bit of 2 or 3 tough weeks, to say the least. And it's after the Kentucky game on Monday, you know, I wanted to do cartwheels and jump up and down on TV shows. I wouldn't permit myself last week. I was overjoyed. Frank says, you know, teach us to laugh again. Don't let us forget how we cried. It's a lot more fun winning. It's horrible to lose.
Vanderbilt's got the ball first and 10 at the Commodore 28-yard line.
So in the off-season, I'm going to try to forget how it was to laugh and I hope I never forget how it was to cry.
Schwab is on at quarterback now.
We're going to do some things better. I guarantee you, the little things in kicking and the winning edge, we may not match everybody man to man every year next year, but we hope to get better in our recruiting and get better in our strength building programs, some things we can talk about after the program if you want to.
Jordan has carried thrice for the first down. Schwab's pass complete in the flat. That's Jordan again pulling it down. Gains a yard on the play.
Chris Bolden, Mike Castile making the play.
Second down and 9 at the Vandy 41.
Too much inside.
Jordan for 8.
Got some folks that don't want to play. They better start playing.
Now Jordan for 4 more, and it's another first down to the
Let me
Tennessee
in,
47.
Coach. Let me in, Coach. Well, they're in there now, folks. Let's make some tackles. Get your hands up. Not very pleasing there. No hands up. Our pass rush was 100% better the first half of the season. Mid-season, it became very moderate, so we've got to improve on our pass rush in the off-season.
First and 10 at the Tennessee 28. Jordan carrying the ball through the left side, gets 8 yards on the draw, down to the 20.
And our kicking game was very bad this year overall. We've got to improve that vastly, offensively and defensively, except for Willie Goff. I'd say that Alan Duncan did some great things when he had a chance. And Willie Goff, of course, on the kickoff returns was very positive.
Ball at the 16, first and 10. Vandy trailing 51-7. Here's Schwab to throw. No.
Contain him.
8-yard gain by Schwab. It'll be second down and 2 yards to go at the Volunteer 8. Potter.
Let him fall forward too much. Those folks not anxious enough to play. Got to make them more anxious in spring practice.
First and goal at the 3-yard line. Diving is Jordan. He gets maybe 2 yards.
Better play there.
Second down goal at the 1-yard line. Tennessee digging in with the goal line defense. Vanderbilt. Jordan.
Well stacked up. I see Chris Bolden, one of the first men on the pile, number 61, a fine senior from Atlanta, Georgia. Third in the foot.
Third down goal.
Two pretty good plays there back-to-back.
Vanderbilt with the ball. Potter drives into the end zone, and the Commodores get a touchdown.
Greg Bridges, number 21, a little cornerback back there. He's about 5 feet 7 or 8 from Knoxville. I love that kid. What a terrific kid he is. He's a senior. And he's one of those people that just picks up the other squad. You know, he was just knocked heck out of you in the secondary. He puts on a good scout team performance for you. And he covers kickoffs for us. He's made the team on our kickoff cover team as a walk-on. He's just a great young man. He plays for everybody, regardless of what size you are, if you weren't bad enough.
Tennessee wins 51-13. We'll go to the dressing room to visit with the Vols in just 1 minute. Volunteers win over the Commodores by a score of 51-13. Bob Kessling of the Vol Network staff is in the dressing room, so let's join him there.
Big day for the Tennessee Volunteers in Nashville, and a big day for the Tennessee seniors playing their final game on the Hill. And one of those seniors is Tim Irwin. Tim, I know as a senior on this football team, going out this way has got to be a big thrill for you.
It's a great feeling to beat Vanderbilt. When I was a freshman, my recruiting trip to Tennessee, Vanderbilt beat Tennessee, so I know what it's like when Tennessee loses to them. It was really kind of an anxious feeling going into the game, but then we started taking it to them. Felt pretty good. Although it's kind of mixed emotions, I'm really sorry to leave.
A couple of weeks ago, it looked like the Tennessee team really having problems, but the seniors got together, banded together, and you really finished strong.
We sure did. We had a lot of credit to our coaches. They kept us going in practice, really. Even though we lost some tough games and got beat bad occasionally, our practice attitude was great all year long. And I think that's what came through in the end. Those last 2 ball games, it really showed up. Coach Foreman did a great job coaching the offensive line, I feel like, the last 3 weeks.
One of the crowd favorites for the Volunteers, Carlton Armstrong, a walk-on who has now worked his way into the backfield and got to play quite a bit against Vanderbilt. I don't know, Carlton, being a walk-on, it's a special thrill to get to play so much in a game like the one against Vanderbilt.
Yes, it is. I'm glad to be home. Didn't want to disappoint my fan and all. And I worked myself up to earn a scholarship here, and I'm very proud of it. Very much.
Carlton, the game against Vanderbilt, you ran very hard. You got a chance to play, and that's got to make you pleased.
Yes, it did. I've missed from the game a long time ago with Washington State, and I back home. And I wanted very much to show up in front of my crowd and everything. It's just a lack of words.
You ran hard and you worked hard to get the opportunity.
I did. I practiced hard. I had a bad week of practice, and I was down on a couple of things, and I come back and worked hard on my individual mistakes and everything, and right now it's paying off. I'm looking forward to next year.
This is Randall Morris with us. Randall is gone into the Tennessee backfield at tailback, scored 2 touchdowns against Vanderbilt. Randall, congratulations on the fine effort.
Thank you. All I have to say is that the line was blocking great. Quarterback was checking off pretty good. The backs was running great. We just had a good game today.
Randall, you made the adjustment from quarterback to tailback this year. Was it that big of an adjustment for you?
No, I don't think it was a big adjustment. It just I had to run a little harder and take a little more hits, you know.
In the game against Vanderbilt, you seem to make the adjustment very well. Scored 2 touchdowns, and that's a thrill.
Yes, it is. I never scored 2 touchdowns in college, you know, and it's a great feeling.
This is another one of the Tennessee seniors, Chris Bolden, who made his final appearance in a Tennessee uniform Saturday. Chris, you went out on a good note.
Hey, it was a dream come true. It seemed like it's been a long time, and I'm glad I came out on a good note, because it's hard to make it 4 years in your books and make it on the field 4 years and without getting a serious injury. I had a sort of knee injury this year, you know, caused me to go down to about 70%, but I'm glad I played my best at 70% this last game.
Tennessee against Vanderbilt, the Volunteer defense again very good. Second week in a row that Tennessee's defense has been outstanding.
Well, we've really been playing pretty good all year, and just need some breaks, you know. So that's the breaks. You kept on fighting. We never gave up.
Going out, though, on a win like this is going to help your feeling inside, I would imagine.
Yes, it does a lot for me, because I wanted my last game to be a winner. I want to go out as a winner.
So the Volunteers end the 1980 football season on a good note with this victory over Vanderbilt. This is Bob Kessling reporting from Dudley Field, Nashville.
Our thanks to Bob Kessling, also to the Volunteer managers and trainers who are so helpful in lining up the interviews. It's not always easy to get everything put together. They certainly help. We'll visit more with Coach Johnny Majors in just 1 minute. Coach Johnny Majors, before we talk about recruiting, high school playoffs in Tennessee.
Yes, it's down to the finals, John. AAA has Oak Ridge against Germantown this week, and AA has Brentwood Academy against Rule High School, and Single A has Lake County against Megis County. Get out and see the championships. They're great. I know they will be.
Now recruiting.
Recruiting, John, that's the name of the game. Important things in college football are personnel. That's where recruiting comes in. We're our own personnel directors and people in management in our business. Recruiting, it's personnel, scheduling, which doesn't get any easier. That's another story to talk about. We'll get after that some other time next year. Injuries and coaching, so we've got to do them all, concluding all of them to do better this year, and away we go. I might mention one thing to our people out there in the hinterlands and recruiting. We need all the help we can get, but make sure you do one thing. Don't do anything unless you check the coaches. NCAA rules, Southeastern Conference rules can be very complicated. And whatever you do, don't stoop to bad-mouthing and getting dirty and negative. A lot of folks will try to bad-mouth us. They'll say anything they can about Tennessee and me and you folks. Support the Volunteers. Don't stoop to that level, because it means you've got weaknesses of your own when you badmouth your opponents. Let's do it first class. Let's stay above the dirty, nasty, low-life recruiting.
Coach, I've had a lot of fun.
We shall be here again, John. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Tennessee wins over Vanderbilt 51-13. We'll see you again along the line. For Coach Johnny Majors, this is John Wood saying so long, everyone.